In a world addicted to noise, stillness is a rebellion. In an age ruled by distractions, focus is your superpower. You sit down with good intentions, but within minutes, your mind drifts. A ping, a thought, a scroll. Suddenly the day slips through your fingers. Not because you're lazy, not because you lack discipline, but because your focus has been hijacked. Here's the truth. Focus isn't found. It's forged. It's not a gift. It's a habit. A trained mind is a weapon. An untrained mind is a weakness. And the difference between the two? Daily practice and deliberate thinking. That's where Stoicism comes in. Not as a theory, but as a toolkit. It teaches you how to control your attention, filter out what doesn't matter, and stand unshaken in a world full of noise. You don't need motivation. You need mastery. You don't need more time. You need more intention. This isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters, with clarity, with urgency, with power. If you're ready to take back control of your time, your energy, and your life, you're in the right place. Subscribe to the Stoic Code channel, where we sharpen the mind, master the moment, and live on purpose. Because the world will keep pulling you in every direction, but only you decide where your focus lives. 1. Focus on what truly matters. You're moving, but are you moving in the right direction? Most people confuse motion with progress. They work all day, check boxes, stay busy, but in the quiet moments they still feel stuck. Why? Because energy alone means nothing without alignment. Imagine a ship sailing at full speed, but off course. No matter how fast it moves, it's getting farther from its destination. That's how most people live, exhausted but unfulfilled. They chase validation, distractions, and things they think they should want, while the things that truly matter collect dust. This is where focus begins, not with doing more, but with asking better questions. What actually matters to me? Where am I going? And why am I going there? The Stoics taught that a good life isn't about chasing every impulse. It's about stripping away the noise and getting brutally honest about what deserves your time. They believed most people suffer not from external problems, but from misdirected attention. You're drained not because life is hard, but because you're pouring your energy into what doesn't fulfill you. You answer every message, scroll every feed, worry about every opinion, and then wonder why you can't focus. But here's the truth. Your focus is bleeding out through the cracks of unimportant things. To take it back, start with clarity. What would your life look like if you only gave your best energy to the things that truly matter? Your purpose, your values, your vision? Next, eliminate. Ruthlessly. Not everything deserves a response. Not every invitation deserves a yes. Learning to say no is one of the highest forms of self-respect. And finally, commit. Focus isn't a mood. It's not a spark of motivation. It's a decision to guard your attention like a treasure, because it is. You don't get clarity from speed. You get clarity from stopping long enough to ask, is this worth it? And if the answer is no, walk away. When you focus on what truly matters, you don't need more hours. You just need fewer distractions. 2. Today is all you truly have. We live as if time is unlimited. We postpone, delay, and say, I'll do it tomorrow. But here's the harsh truth. Tomorrow is a myth. It doesn't exist yet, and it's never guaranteed. The only time you own is now. Look around. How many people do you know who had big plans? They were going to write that book, start that business, fix their health, mend that relationship, but they kept waiting for the perfect mood, the perfect moment, the perfect time. But life doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It moves, with or without you. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote as if every entry in his journal might be his last, not because he was afraid of death, but because he was clear about life. He knew that the urgency to live fully comes from realizing how little time we actually control. Every time you say, "I'll start tomorrow," you're gambling with the only thing you can never get back. Not money, not opportunity, time. So here's the shift. Stop waiting. Start acting. Not with grand, impossible gestures, but with one small step. Right now. Because today isn't just another day. It's your proving ground. Your testing ground, your real chance to move. Do you need to fix something? Do it today. Need to make a decision? Make it now. Need to stop procrastinating? Stop this second. You don't need more inspiration. You need more urgency. Don't confuse being alive with actually living. Don't let fear or perfectionism chain you to inaction. The longer you wait, the harder it gets to move. And here's the irony. People fear death, but live like they're immortal. They treat time like it's endless, until suddenly it isn't. So ask yourself, if this were your last day, what would you regret not doing? What truth would you finally face? What action would you finally take? Then go do it. Not tomorrow, not soon. Now, because the people who change their lives aren't the ones who plan forever, they're the ones who understand. This moment is all I have, and it's more than enough. 3. Find a reason that's big enough. Distraction isn't your biggest problem. Lack of motivation isn't either. The real reason you can't stay focused. Your goal isn't meaningful enough. When your reason is weak, everything becomes a distraction. Social media wins, laziness wins, excuses win. But when your reason is strong, so strong it grabs your soul, nothing can stop you. Think of someone who's madly in love. Do they need reminders to reach out, to take action? Number, they're driven from within. They don't wait, they move. Why? Because emotion follows purpose. The Stoics weren't emotionless. They just chose their emotions wisely. And one of the most powerful was resolve. The fire that comes from knowing exactly why you're doing something and being willing to endure any pain to see it through. So if you keep quitting, procrastinating, or forgetting your goals, ask yourself this: do I even care enough about what I'm chasing? Or am I just in love with the idea of success? Here's the hard truth. Most people don't want success. They want comfort with the appearance of progress. They want the results, but not the responsibility, the dream, but not the discipline. But if you want to focus, if you want to rise, you need a reason worth suffering for. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish. That's the price of having a reason that doesn't fit the world's approval. So how do you find that reason? Stop chasing what looks good. Chase what moves you, what gives your day meaning, what you'd defend, even if no one else believed in it. Because once you find your reason, focus becomes natural. Not easy, but natural. You won't need external motivation. You'll create momentum from the inside out. People with powerful reasons don't ask for permission. They don't negotiate with laziness. They wake up, lock in, and move with purpose. So ask yourself, what's my reason? And if it's not strong enough to keep me focused, maybe it's not the right one. Find what truly matters to you, and you'll find the fuel that never runs out. 4. Dreams don't work unless you do. Everyone loves to talk about their dreams. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to write that book. But months pass, then years, and the dream? Still just talk. Here's the truth. Dreams are worthless without action. They don't come true because you want them. They come true because you work for them, even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when no one's watching. You can't just wish for transformation. You have to earn it. Most people fall in love with the idea of success, not the reality. The idea feels good. It's safe. But real progress demands sacrifice. It demands consistency. It demands showing up on the days you don't feel like it and pushing when no one claps. The Stoics weren't dreamers, they were doers. They didn't wait for the world to change, they changed themselves. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor strengthens the body," meaning, if you're not challenged, you're not growing. If it's all easy, you're not evolving. So here's the gut check. You want a better life, a sharper mind, a stronger body? Good. Now stop wishing and get to work. It starts small. 1 page written, 1 workout finished, 1 skill practiced. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be done. Because done is the difference between a dreamer and a doer. You say you don't have time. Check your screen time. Look at how many hours you've handed over to meaningless scrolling, empty entertainment, and distractions that won't matter a year from now. You don't need more time. You need more honesty about how you're using it. And here's the harsh reality. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to push you out of bed. No one is going to finish the book, the plan, the reps. For you, it's on you. And if you can own that, really own it, you'll unlock a level of freedom most never reach. Dreams are not goals. Dreams are not blueprints. Dreams are fuel. Action is the engine. So light the fire, but then turn the key. And don't stop driving until you arrive. 5. Letting go is the first step forward. Progress doesn't always start with doing more. It starts with releasing what's holding you back. We often think we're stuck because we lack time, resources, or motivation. But the truth is, we're stuck because we're carrying too much. Old habits, dead-end relationships, outdated beliefs, and fears we've outgrown. We drag them behind us like weights, hoping we can still run fast. But you can't run when you're clinging to what you should have dropped long ago. Look closely at your life. Are you holding on to a job that drains your energy simply because you're afraid to start over? Are you staying loyal to friendships that have turned toxic just because they're familiar? Are you chasing goals that no longer align with who you are, just to avoid admitting that you've changed? Letting go isn't weakness. It's wisdom. It's recognizing that in order to grow, something must be left behind. Like a snake sheds its skin or a tree lets go of its leaves, we too must learn to release what no longer serves us. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." That's the key. We assign meaning to things, and we can revoke that meaning when it becomes a prison. Letting go isn't about forgetting or pretending. It's about choosing freedom over attachment, clarity over comfort. It's saying, "This no longer brings life to me, and I will no longer give it mine." Think of it like clearing out a cluttered closet. Until you make space, nothing new can enter. The same applies to your life. You must create space for growth, space for new purpose, new strength, new focus. Ask yourself, what am I afraid to let go of? And what is that fear costing me every day I hold on? Real movement begins when you stop standing still, tangled in the past. Letting go is not the end, it's the doorway. Because only when your hands are empty can they reach for something better. And only when you release the anchor can you finally sail forward. The question is, what are you still gripping, and are you brave enough to let it go? 6. Greatness comes at the cost of sacrifice and discipline. Everyone wants to be great until they see what greatness actually costs. The truth is, greatness never goes on sale. It demands full price, and the currency is sacrifice and discipline. We're conditioned to want the rewards, success, recognition, a strong body, a sharp mind, but we're rarely willing to trade comfort for them. That's where most people fail, not from lack of talent, but from lack of commitment. Discipline isn't glamorous. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep. It's choosing the gym over the couch. It's saying no to distractions when your body craves the path of least resistance. Sacrifice isn't dramatic. It's subtle. It's deleting the app that wastes your time. It's declining the invitation that doesn't align with your goals. It's walking away from instant gratification so you can build something lasting. The Stoics understood that comfort is the enemy of growth. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you seek tranquility, do less. Or rather, do what's essential." In other words, trim the fat. Let go of what's trivial so you can double down on what matters. Discipline doesn't restrict your life, it refines it. It cuts away everything unnecessary so your energy goes only where it's needed. And sacrifice. It's not about suffering, it's about choosing the hard path on purpose, because the easy one doesn't lead anywhere worth going. You say you want a better life, but are you willing to stop scrolling and start building? You say you want clarity, but are you willing to silence the noise and sit alone with your thoughts? You want to rise, but are you still dragging the anchors of laziness, excuses, and emotional indulgence? Greatness doesn't tolerate hesitation. It doesn't wait for motivation. It belongs to those who do what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. The world rewards results, not intentions. And the bridge between what you want and what you have is built brick by brick with discipline. You will be tested. You will be tempted. You will want to quit. But if you can endure, if you can trade your comfort for consistency, your weakness for wisdom, then you will earn what few ever touch. Not just success, but the self-respect that comes from knowing you did the work. Greatness isn't given, it's taken, and the price is paid in full, one focused, disciplined day at a time. 7. Take small steps, but never stop moving forward. When the mountain looks too tall, most people never even begin the climb. They stare at the peak, overwhelmed, intimidated, convinced they're too far behind or too late to start. But the Stoic path doesn't demand leaps. It asks for steps. Small, steady, focused steps. You don't need to know how you'll reach the summit. You just need the courage to take the next step. That's how every transformation happens, quietly, gradually, and without applause. The people you admire didn't arrive where they are in a single sprint. They just refused to stop moving, even when it was slow, even when it wasn't perfect, even when no one believed in them but themselves. The Stoics understood this. Epictetus taught that progress is not measured by grand declarations, but by daily action. One day of clarity, one act of restraint, one moment of discipline. These are not minor things. They are the building blocks of momentum, and momentum is the force that moves mountains. The mistake most people make is thinking they have to do everything at once. So they plan endlessly, hesitate constantly, and eventually stall out. But small steps done consistently will outperform massive effort done occasionally. You don't need to write a book in one night. You need to write one page today. You don't need to master the gym. You need to show up and do the work, even if it's ugly. You don't need to fix your entire life. You need to fix the next moment, then the one after that. Progress isn't about speed. It's about direction. And as long as you're still stepping forward, you're not stuck. You're becoming. There will be setbacks, days when the results don't show, moments when your mind screams that it's pointless. But that's when you push anyway, because that one extra rep, that one more page, that one more attempt, that's what builds character. And character is stronger than motivation. Don't wait until you feel confident. Move while you're uncertain. Don't stop because it's hard. Push because it's hard. That's how you become the person others look up to, the one who kept going when it would have been easier to quit. So start small, start tired, start scared. Just don't stop. Because every giant leap begins with a single grounded step, and greatness belongs to those who refuse to stand still. In the end, It all comes down to one truth. You become what you focus on. Your mind is your compass. Your energy is your currency. And where you spend it, day by day, moment by moment, determines the quality of your life. Distraction is not just an inconvenience. It's a thief. Every time you give in to it, you're handing away your future in exchange for temporary comfort. But when you choose to focus, when you control your attention with discipline and intention, you take your power back. That's what the Stoics knew. The external world will always be loud, chaotic, full of temptation and noise. You can't control all of that, but you can control your response. You can control your choices. You can build an inner fortress so strong that no storm, no insult, no failure can shake you. Focus is not a switch, it's a practice. Some days you'll fail, some days you'll slip. But as long as you return, again and again, to what matters most, you're already winning. You've learned the tools. Now it's time to apply them. Decide what truly matters. Act today, not tomorrow. Find your reason. Do the work. Let go of what no longer serves you. Embrace sacrifice. Take small steps and never stop moving forward, because the truth is this: you don't rise all at once. You rise one focused decision at a time. And over time, those decisions create a life built on purpose, clarity, and strength. So the question is no longer, can you focus? The question is, will you take responsibility for your attention, your actions, and your life? The world will always try to pull you away from what matters, but if you live by the Stoic code, you'll stay rooted, unshaken, unmoved, unstoppable. Subscribe to the Stoic Code channel if you're ready to turn clarity into power and power into action. This isn't the end. It's the beginning. Stay focused, stay grounded, and never forget: discipline is freedom, and you were born to be free.